guys, I just landed in Durham, North Carolina, and if you're wondering about the 5 things that you need to know before moving to Durham, then these are the ones. So stay with me till the end because I'm going to tell you some really cool stuff that you do not want to miss. My name is Yoana and I've been serving the Greater Triangle area, selling real estate and helping people relocate for over 10 years. Me and my team do sell a lot of homes and do know these areas very well. So in this video, I am going to cover some of the really cool stuff that you need to know about living and moving to Durham, North Carolina. But before we start and we're digging into all that cool juicy stuff, let's start with the number 1 thing on everyone's list, which is the food scene. All right, that was a really easy walk to the food hall, which is really cool. So if you are into seafood, if you like amazing Indian grill, this is really cool. So I literally walked for like 5 minutes and I'm here. Durham is very walkable, super friendly from that perspective. However, what I really want to touch on is the fact that Durham is very, very diverse. So, you know, regardless of where you're relocating from, it is going to give you from sushi to Indian to Mediterranean to like all sorts of restaurants because there's a lot of people coming here from all over the world. So amazing food scene. I love the Blue Note Grill and the Tobacco Road Sports Cafe, which is just walking distance to the Durham Performing Arts Center. However, today I really want to take you on a journey to one of my favorite places that offers waffles and chicken. I don't know if you've ever heard about this combination, but it is to die for, and it's right here on the corner. So let's go and dive into the delicious food. And guys, this is Dame's Chicken and Waffles, and I have a real live person. Are you a real life person?
No, I'm a robot.
I have a robot telling us about how much he likes the chicken and waffles. Tell me, why do you like this place?
Because it's good and it's salty enough for me.
It's salty enough. Really?
Yeah.
Since when do robots like salty stuff, dude?
I don't know, man. We like nuts and bolts too. We love nuts and bolts.
All right, so if you want to come to Dame's, you get everything salty and some nuts and bolts.
Yep.
Cool, man. Thanks.
Ooh,
thank you. Wow.
Can I get you anything else?
No, thank you.
Right,
appreciate it. Wow, this looks so good, you guys. I can't wait to try.
Smear me, baby.
Yeah, man. Smear me, baby.
You guys come check us out at Dame's.
So now that I'm super full, I have to admit that I'm still hungry for something else, but it is not food. I am hungry for knowledge, which leads me to the next thing on my list, which is the amazing cultural life that Durham has to offer. So let's start with the Museum of Durham History. This museum has really cool exhibits, artifacts, and spoken accounts of history and culture. I've also heard really cool stuff speaking about art, about the National Museum of Art, because of course everybody loves art. And speaking of art and history, I am right here at the Duke Chapel, which is part of Duke University's campus. This building is definitely both art and history all together. It was built in 1932, and it is one of the backbones of many jobs that are offered here in Durham, which brings us to our next thing on our list, which is jobs. So what about jobs? Well, Durham is actually home to a large section of the Research Triangle Park. We're talking about 7,000 acres, 300 plus companies, over 65,000 jobs. And we're not just talking small companies, but huge companies, IBM, GlaxoSmithKline, General Electric, Cisco Systems. I mean, if you are into tech, if you are into the medical field, biotech, anything, you can find a job in Durham. And they're actually very well paid, which of course is going to lead us to our next thing on the list, which is housing. Can you actually afford to own a house here in the Durham area, or can you afford to rent let's go check it out. Instead of going to the homes and showing you neighborhoods, which there's a lot of amazing neighborhoods, I have actually decided to come here to Boxyard because all of the homeowners are having fun listening to music and enjoying a great dinner, so why not? But let me give you some quick stats on what's happening with the Durham neighborhoods and the housing, which are literally taken from the multiple listing surveys in the last 30 days. So what's happening with the market is this. For the detached homes, which is the single family homes, the average price point was about $465. And when you're looking at townhomes, we average about $362,000. So, you know, if you're coming from California or from Texas or from San Francisco, this is really, really cheap, you guys. And I know exactly because we came from California and I know only how much the HOA fees were and how much the property taxes were, okay? So when you're looking at an average of 465, let's say 500K, let's say 1% or so property taxes, and when you're looking at an average of rent for $2,000 per month, it is really not crazy numbers. Now, mind you, the pricing is still increasing in the Greater Triangle area and in Durham as well. People are coming again for the jobs. The jobs are definitely well paid. So it is competitive. We do still see multiple offers in the real estate market here in Durham and generally Wake County, Durham County. So if you are in the market to come and buy a house, take all these numbers in consideration. And finally, what is Durham famous for? Which brings us to our last thing on our list. And the reason why I actually have this umbrella here is because I really do not want to be hit by one of the home runs from the Durham Bulls minor league baseball team. They play their home game right here at the Durham Bulls Athletic Park. They were actually founded in 1902 and they are the AAA affiliate of the Tampa Bay Rays. The games are a ton of fun for the whole family. And this is the end of our video, you guys. However, if you're still not convinced that you want to move to Durham, and if you're thinking about maybe going to Raleigh, North Carolina, then check out the video right here about 10 things that you need to know before moving to Raleigh, North Carolina. Thank you again, and I hope you enjoyed my video. I hope you enjoyed the umbrella. And by the way, yes, the weather here in the summer can get a little bit hectic. So yes, keep the umbrella. Cheers to you till our next video. Thank you for watching.